Islam, Dwayne. It is July the 5th, 2019. Islam, and I just got off work. It's about 3:20 p.m. I'm across the street from Wendy's. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Hold on one second. And now I'm walking towards American Extended Stay. Today was a good day. As a Hebrew Muslim, today was a very good day. As a Moorish American, I felt. But I want to give you a testimony of some of the things that I experienced. Hold on one second. And I hope you had a good holy day so far. I've had a decent one. The reason why I say I had a decent holy day is because my thoughts were balanced. They could have swayed to the left, to the right. A few times they did, but then I brought them back to focus. So one of the things I realized, unclean spirits say a lot in reference to like they'll be talking and they still speak about, they'll say your son. Or if I have a thought about Imani, and you know we're among a telepathic community, I might hear, especially the males, in an odd manner, say your son. Now I found that odd because like I'm having a thought about my son Imani Arrington-Bey, who is a Hebrew Muslim, Moorish American. He's 25 years old. And sometimes, and definitely the females do this as well, but not as much. The males, so the males do it, the pale skin, and the Negro black mostly. A few of the Spanish. I've heard this, I've experienced this for a long time now. But a lot of the males will speak of your son. If I have a thought, and these are spirits. So today I'm going to start off with telling you how my day went, the way as your wife. The first part, I think I expedited food well, kept good thoughts. I didn't chant while I was at Burger King that much, attributes. But I did keep my mind quiet so I can monitor my mind. But right at break, I was doing a video to you, and I wasn't able to say see your email because the Wi-Fi was not working. Well, okay, about 8:21, I felt a sharp pain right here as I was working behind the register. And I thought it was odd, then it went away. And then at break, I was doing a video to you, and this guy, I'm just giving a testimony, I'm not blaming him. He was a black male, and this is a spirit. I'm just giving you a testimony once again. I don't know, but because we focus on health. The United States rate 35 in health, so. And I don't think any statistics have the United States as considered healthy, physical, and it's connected to mental. So if the United States, that jurisdiction, and almost all statistics, or I don't know, I could be wrong, is like low. That means it's not considered civilized in reference to the basic health. You ask yourself why? Why? So as I was on my break, this male spirit came in, and he said Marines. And when he said Marines, I felt exactly simultaneously my genitals were attacked spiritually. And then I kept noticing a sharp pain after I went back on break, as I was working, because you know we stand on our feet all day long. This is not a business where if you cannot stand on your feet, you can work. You have to stand on your feet. You have to be able to lift a certain amount of pounds and stay busy. Well, you don't have to, but I try to. I started to feel a sharp pain around my anus. And I had thoughts of, do you remember me sending you a video, Dwayne, of telling you about that video that was circulating on YouTube of the United States Navy or Army or some military men? I don't know who it was, but they, the person that was circulating the video said that they behaved outrageous and inhumane to these men that were practicing a form of Islam to get answers. So this is right about after 9/11, when 9/11 happened, and so everybody was trying to understand who did it, why it happened, because people said it was Bin Laden, then they said, was it Bin Laden? They kept saying this and that. So this video came up afterwards when people started to, conspiracy theorists started to question what happened or whatever. I don't think videos like this really circulate anymore this day and time. So these men, they practice a form of Islam. They were bent over, and as though their anus were being sodomized by United States military males. And so the person that was circulating this video was saying this was inhumane, and they didn't have to go that far to get answers. And so the implication was this goes on a lot. The sodomizing of someone's anus, of those that practice a form of Islam, because that is a form of dishonor or truly disrespect. So if your anus is being sodomized, and in your religion you are it's against your religion or your practice of your religion to be a homosexual or practice these acts, because and this is in reference to the Bill of Rights, the 10 Amendments, and the 13th Amendment, 20th section, the freedom of religion. You have the right to practice the way you want, and it's known, and this is what they do to cause a form of dishonoring, disrespect, devaluing, to devalue. Okay, so anyway, getting back, so after the males said Marines, simultaneously spiritually I felt my genitals attacked sexually, and then I got up to go work, continue to earn money at Burger King, and I started constantly feeling a sharp pain in my anus, around my anus, as I was serving different customers. And then one time I thought it stopped, and I was over, because I worked the front line, so I'm giving testimony, okay? I'm not saying who did it, but I'm giving testimony because it's important to give testimony as we continue to develop a form of mental health, or continue being mentally healthy and be practitioners of natural laws as natural beings. And that does include being practitioners of the Constitution of 1787, United States U.S.A. Constitution of 1787, Abraham Lincoln's proclamations, and Abraham Lincoln's 13th Amendment, 20 sections as a Moorish American firm to uphold. And my son, my child, Arrington-Bey, because we choose to be true American citizens. Okay, we don't want to be under a foreign jurisdiction. So I kept feeling a sharp pain around my anus, slight, because sometimes when I sleep, I've had that happen before at American Extended Stay. So, and I've heard spirits around American Extended Stay at the same time speak or make reference. So what is that? Where someone is actually attacking someone's anus in a spiritual manner, in the open, in a way, that is a form of desiring, a form of maybe possibly what they're trying to do is demonstrate what they want to do, and probably what they have done several times. So I think about so many times when those spirits were being possessed, you had kids, you had young children that were 17, 18 years old behaving outside of themselves because they were possessed and doing things that they didn't know was animalistic. Well, this is exactly, and so if they're doing things that are animalistic and that can be brought up again through thoughts, okay, these are, I'm speaking of Hebrew Muslims, and they are possessed mentally. When they start to awake and they want to change and raise their head up high and not live in a filthy, unclean manner. When I say change, that means their consciousness change. Something about them awakens and they realize, I don't want to live like this no more. These spirits can actually send thoughts in order to amalgamate with something that's not like them, so they can behave like a savage, or bring them. They call it maybe possibly bringing down, so they can amalgamate with something that is filthy and unclean, and that which is filthy and unclean don't feel like they so filthy unclean. So you don't raise your divinity. You don't behave like a divine, natural life being, a life force that you are. So once again, a lot of times I notice that which speaks Spanish do this in reference to being close by. Not all the time. When I've had a feeling around my anus, so that lets you know they probably doing anal sex, and that's what they want to do. Not all. These are unclean spirits. Anal sex with one another. Pale skin. These are unclean spirits, and the black Negro. So getting back, so today, as I was, and this is once again referring to unclean spirits, and this is in connection to also that video that I posted about Sudan, that is interesting to know. One of the things that are happening over there in Sudan is that the men in Sudan, in the country, are being raped in front of their families. So you know that rape can be spiritual and physical. Spiritual and physical, and sometimes it can be spiritual mental rape first, okay, if they have the science of telepathy, and then they're probably aiming for physical rape in the open. Now, does that sound civilized? Does that sound like someone that something that's natural and going against going with natural law? So as I was at the fry station, I thought the pain had stopped around my anus because it would come every once in a while, and then I started to feel it again, and this time I turned around, and believe it or not, this is just spirit. Pale skin was looking dead at me with the word army, ARMY, on his shirt. As I was experiencing this around my anus, and I thought it was odd because it was definitely manipulated. It wasn't like I need to go wash up, I need to go take a shower. This was definitely manipulated, and you know I'm a Hebrew Muslim. So so when spirits attack you in your sleep, what are they trying to do? They're trying to prepare to breed. When they attack children, unclean spirits do this years ago and still do, and we didn't know what was going on. They were trying to breed them. 15, 20 years ago, or in the 80s, when they kept saying, why are children having babies at a young age? What's going on? Why they want to have sex so young? Why are these kids wanting to have sex, or children want to have sex so young? 9 times out of 10, this is what was going on. And they kept speaking about unwed mothers. So that's it. So that's what I experienced today. I was passive aggressive today. Yesterday, I remember, well, today I was I had to tell Khalid Muhammad once again to not use the word of my action being dumb in front of him, and keep saying what I did is dumb, because I'm saying I'm dumb. He's getting more bold at doing things like that, and I don't know why. You know, I don't talk to him, and he's like very attentive to what I say. For instance, yesterday I was just speaking about, I just said I need to get some sweet water. and he repeated what I said. He'll say, "You need some sweet water," like he's trying to have a conversation or engage in a conversation with me. And he's a black male. His name is Khalid Abdullah Muhammad. I said, "Khalid, I wasn't talking to you." It's just like when he was talking about how Annapolis had a high rate of herpes with the other co-workers, and I wasn't talking to him. I was not in that conversation of herpes and Annapolis having a high rate of herpes. But he thought I was, because I felt a sharp pain around my ankle. At the same time as he was saying, he said, "Take it out," or something about take someone out, and I'm pretty sure it was "take it out." And he was like, "What did you?" He was like, "What did you say, Rhonda?" He's trying to include me in the conversation. I had to explain to him I was not in your conversation. I was just trying to figure out where the sharp pain came from. So he's been. It seemed like, but I'm not taking it personal. But you know, yesterday he almost hit me as he raised his hand up. Arrington-Bey, as I was trying to tell him something about an order, because I had to turn around and tell him I'm at the register, and I had to tell him, say, "You almost hit me, Khalid." And you know, he's a male. Okay, I work around the manager, James. He's a black male. Khalid's a black male. Thomas is a black male. These are big men. These are males. I am a woman. So and he seemed irritated about it. So I don't know. So anyway, I'm just staying passive aggressive, because once again, I don't want my shift to be changed tonight. I don't want to be transferred, because I don't know where, I don't think I should have to be transferred. I work hard at just earning money at Burger King. I want to keep earning money. So usually I just try to stay passive until it gets to the point where I have to say, "Wait a minute, you're going too far." You know, you're going too far, and I have to correct them in a way where I can move forward in thoughts. And I don't want to offend them either, though it's easy to do because you feel offended. So I try my best not to offend them, as I correct them and saying, "Please don't speak to me in a manner that's crossing boundaries of respect." Respect. I don't know them personally, and I have not implied that I want to know them, any one of them personally. So today, the manager, Miss Phyllis, she seemed to get irritated with me. I was asking her about something about change, and she almost she said something before my name, like she called me out my name, and one of the other co-workers, DeMarco laughed, and I said, "What did she say?" And he said nothing. He was laughing. This is in front of the customers, and I was like, "What did she say?" Because I didn't know what she said, and because I've never disrespected Miss Phyllis, the manager. She's a black female, so I don't know what she said. But then I don't know. I don't understand sometimes. But I know it's a fast-paced business. That's why I said just address me when you want to get my attention, and don't touch me deliberately, because you can cause pain that way. And that's exactly what happened today. DeMarco, after that happened, or I would say, yes, it was. I think it was after that happened. He pushed my arm, the same place almost where Miss Phyllis did it, and it hurt. And I said, "Don't do that." I actually felt it hurt. And this is a male. He's a black male. And this is right after that happened. Just exactly the same way, trying to get my attention. I said, "Don't do that." And anyway, that's why I tried. We bump. We're gonna bump into one another. I can't tell you how many times I bump into people and bump into co-workers. But when you are right there next to someone, you could just say DeMarco. Call someone's name like DeMarco, Miss Phyllis, Diamond, or Gloria, Precious, or other names that maybe be around, Jane, Michelle, whatever. You don't have to actually, especially if it's fast-paced. And you might be irritated about something else. I don't know. And you take it and you use your behavior and exert that energy. And that's exactly what happened with Miss Phyllis over a year ago, where I felt I kept telling her to be careful before it happened. And then, sure enough, because she kept touching me as she would talk to me. I was like, Miss Phyllis, you don't have to. I could tell sometimes she was irritated when she would talk to me, and she would try to get my attention and touch me. And I said, don't, that's boundaries. Then, sure enough, one day she just poked my arm, and I said, ouch, in front of the customer, not faking it. It hurt, you know. And that's what happened today. DeMarco actually poked my arm, my right arm, and trying to get my attention. After that happened, while I was I didn't know what Miss Phyllis said. When I think I asked her for change, and they were laughing. I was like, what did she say? I didn't know what she mumbled. So anyway, but so I just let it be. I told him, I corrected him in a polite manner. I was humble in a polite manner, and I continued. So that's it. So I guess that would probably be my experience today. But otherwise, I had a really good day in thoughts. When I say good day, it's usually because my thoughts are balanced. And I did have, except for the thought, I did think about Sudan. I thought about Sudan, but not just Sudan. I think about the indigenous tribes in South America, because everything starts mental and spiritually first. So that video, as the woman was speaking about how they're trying to take their territories, if they're able to take the territories, that happened mental first, and then spiritually first, and then physical for them. And so she's feeling like she has to ask for help. That means either telepathically they have been abused, or they're being abused, just like in Sudan, mentally being abused, because these are war tactics, spiritual and mental war tactics. And now she said they're trying to take their territories and give their territories to foreign governments or foreigners. So those are my thoughts today, Dwayne Bey. I'll talk to you later. I'm almost at the place of where I domicile. And once again, as a natural being, I think I did pretty good in not causing thoughts and not causing harm through my thoughts, words, and deeds. Islam. It's July the 5th, 2019.